Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Barbara Cannon-Wall, Chair of the YW Board of Directors, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you tonight to the 15th Annual Academy for Women of Achievement Awards presentation. The YW is fortunate to have many generous sponsors for tonight's events. Our partner and title sponsor is First Tennessee, and our platinum sponsors are Healthways, the Tennessean, and McNeely, Piggott, and Fox. Please join me in giving them a warm round of applause. Tonight is a celebration of 6 remarkable women whose passion for life and daring dreams make them role models for women of all ages. I'd like to begin tonight's program by recognizing 2 women who have made this evening a reality. Our AWA chairs, it's a pleasure to introduce Patricia Pierce and Lori Eskin. You're wonderful. Please accept these gifts as a token of our sincere appreciation for all your hard work these past couple of months and to make this evening a memorable event for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would also like to take this opportunity to let you know that those beautiful centerpieces on your table tonight are available for purchase. And if you're interested in taking them home this evening, would you kindly leave a $20 donation in the envelope on the table at the end of the event? Secondly, you will notice at your table there are contact cards. We would ask you to complete these cards and also put them in the envelope. With those, we will use your email address to update you on YW events throughout the year. Our program is, in terms of logistics, our program will continue after your first course, so get ready to laugh, cry, and be inspired. Dinner will be served immediately following the program. So now I'd like to ask Dr. Sheila Peters, Associate Provost of Fisk University, to lead us in the invocation. Dr. Peters is a licensed clinical psychologist whose specialties is in working with vulnerable children and adolescents. Dr. Peters.
Good evening. May we bow our heads in prayer. To our higher power, we are so grateful for this evening to lift up the best in all of us, that part of our spirit that helps us to reach out, understand, and listen those who are less fortunate than even ourselves. We're grateful this evening for the opportunity to lift up these sheroes, people who in various points in their own development have been selfless, have cared about others. And we pray this evening that they will be filled with all of the love that is in this room, this love for them, this love for their actions. So for every child who's been emotionally, physically, or sexually abused, we thank you this evening for these sheroes. For every little girl or little boy who someone has told them that you can't be anybody, we thank you for these sheroes. For every human being who has been down and others have tried to push them down instead of pick them up, we thank you for these sheroes. We're grateful to be here, and we are grateful for the food that we will partake of. But more importantly, we will be filled with a food for our spirit, filled with the lives of these women, so that they, as they go forward, already being mentors, already being a light for any young person coming behind them. We're grateful to be in their midst, to be in their light. We thank you for these sheroes, that we remember that service is the rent that we pay on life. And together we said, Amen.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for this fabulous celebration tonight. I'm Pat Glasser-Shea, President and CEO of the YWCA, and I have the sincere pleasure of introducing the MC for this evening's program. For many years, News Channel 5 has been a big supporter of the YWCA and AWA. We are so proud to have one of Channel 5's most recognizable anchors with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming News Channel 5's Vicki Yates.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, everyone. Also, thanks to the YW and the Academy for Women of Achievement for inviting me to be a part of this incredible evening. It is truly an honor to be standing in a room filled with so many accomplished and inspiring women. I would like to welcome each one of you in attendance tonight, the 2006 honorees, the past AWA inductees, the event co-chairs, this evening's sponsors, the YW volunteers, and all who represent the many local organizations and businesses in the audience. Tonight's program honors women of achievement, past, present, and future women who steer the community, shape our lives, and dare to dream. We'd like to begin tonight's ceremony by reflecting on the past and looking toward the future. The Academy for Women of Achievement proudly salutes the past through the timeless legacy of Mary Ann Jackson. Mary Ann answered the call from her community in 1977 and served as executive director of the YWCA through 1989, leading the organization through rough times into a new era. Under her leadership, the YWCA changed from providing an outdated residential program for young women to empowering women in the community. Mary Ann Jackson's legacy lives on today. Her husband, John, and son, Randy, are in the audience tonight. Join me in celebrating the life of Mary Ann Jackson. And now a look at the future. This year, the AWA committee has selected 5 young women to represent the future of AWA. Now, please hold your applause until the end. Paige Lynn Garrard is a senior at Hillwood High School. She wants to pursue pre-med. Lauren Nicole Goldberg is a senior at Davidson Academy. She plans to study business and finance. Haley Antoinette Halpin is a senior at Father Ryan High School. She plans to study business, political science, government, and journalism. Jasmine Elise McGee is a senior at East Literature Magnet. She plans to study business management or administration. Candy Louise Springer is a senior at Maplewood Comprehensive High School. She hopes to attend MTSU and major in mass communications. Now, you can read more about these remarkable young women in tonight's program, but now join me in congratulating these wonderful young women. Now, for a look at our sponsors. Women of Achievement are found throughout our community, including the offices of our title sponsor, First Tennessee.
Good evening, everyone. We are the Gratitudes, and we are so thankful to be here with you for another year. As a matter of fact, we are so very thankful that we decided we, the 3 of us, could not offer all the thanks that were necessary. So, we invited several folks to help us give thanks, and they will be joining us up here. In the meantime, I'm going to start a little song to say thank you to all of our sponsors here tonight, who each year were wondering what to do to make budget at YW. Then we thought about First Tennessee, because they join in our pledge to the community. It was not a surprise, we must say, when they helped AWA. And so we thank you, First Tennessee, 'cause you gave us all that money. Ooh, we thank you, First Tennessee. How much better to us could you be? Money, money, yeah.
Thank you, First Tennessee. Tennessee for supporting all that we do, baby.
Who now we know that a bank holds onto its dough, but you asked and we let it go. Having you has saved our life, you see. We hope that means years 2 and 3. You could have just told us no, but instead you said let's go. And so we thank you, First Tennessee, 'cause you gave us all that money. Ooh, we thank you, First Tennessee. How much better to us could you be? Money, money, thank you, First Tennessee, for supporting all that we do, baby. Yeah, 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 we thank you, First Tennessee, 'cause you gave us all that money. Ooh, we thank you, First Tennessee. How much better to us could you be? Money, money,
Thank you, First Tennessee, for supporting all that we do.
thank you for supporting all that we do, yeah, yeah.
First Tennessee for supporting all that we do.
Thank you, First Tennessee. Oh, thank you, First
Tennessee for supporting all that we do, baby.
Thank you.
The Gratitudes.
So very much.
They're so quiet, so shy, so retiring. I know you're expecting a harpist. Well, not tonight. What a great way to say thanks to our title sponsor, First Tennessee. I saw you guys laughing for their generous support of tonight's event. Now let's hear again a big round of applause for the Gratitudes. They'll be back, by the way. As you know, tonight's event is the principal fundraiser for the YW of Middle Tennessee. Proceeds from tonight's event support the YW's programs, the Domestic Violence Center, New Start, Youth Advantage, Adult Education, and Employment and Career Services. The YW's Domestic Violence Center is the largest provider of domestic violence services in Middle Tennessee, including a 24-hour crisis line, case management, individual and group counseling, health services, court advocacy, and shelter services. New Start Transition Community is an intensive 9 to 12-month residential program at the Tennessee Prison for Women that helps women lead productive, crime-free lives after leaving incarceration. Youth Advantage provides job preparation training for high school students. The Adult Education Program offers employment-centered GED preparation for adults whose academic careers have been interrupted. Employment and Career Services is a workforce development program that helps individuals transition from government assistance to self-reliance. All YW programs strive to give participants the tools necessary to become safe and self-sufficient in the community. Everyone in this room tonight is to be commended for continuing to support all of the services of the YW. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now let's turn our attention to the Gratitudes, who have something special in store for platinum sponsors, the Tennessean, Healthways, and McNeely, Piggott, and Fox.
All right, everybody, put your hands together. Help us out. This is a little song that you know. Have fun. Be thankful, because we certainly are. The Tennessean and Healthways deserve a hand, helping us do what we do. McNeely, Pig, and Fox think outside of the box, helping us do what we do. They support YWCA. They support YWCA with lots of doors. We love them so. what we do. They support YWCA. They support YWCA. With life, of joy. We just love them so. We get down on our knees to these three harmonies, helping us do what we do. Y'all put together, hands together now. Catch us from sponsors, hey, you know they made our day, helping us do what we do. They support YWCA. They support YWCA. With love, oh, we just love them so. Helping us do what we do each and every day. Helping us do what we do. There's no other way. Helping us do what we do. Oh, now it's up to you. Helping us do what we do. Yeah. Thank you.
The gratitude. And they're not done yet. They'll be back. Get some blood going. Now, throughout its 15-year history, the Academy for Women of Achievement has recognized 79 women, each one extraordinary in her own way, but they all have one common trait. They dare to dream. Their excellence serves as inspiration for women from all walks of life and enables the people of our community to work toward and achieve their dreams. It is this legacy that sets all of these honorees apart from the crowd. Through years of commitment to others, they have changed the face of our community and have left a legacy that makes Nashville a better place to live. Many of our past AWA honorees are here tonight. I'd like for them to stand for a moment of recognition. Each year, the Academy for Women of Achievement recognizes a Middle Tennessee company that demonstrates a commitment to assisting the entry and career advancement of its female employees. This year, the AWA is pleased to honor an organization with a continued commitment to the advancement of women in the workplace. This is an organization that embodies the mission and work of the YW. It is with much excitement that the YW recognizes Dell Incorporated as the 2006 AWA Corporate Honoree. I would like to ask Linda Rebrovic, Vice President of Dell's Healthcare Sales, Frank Miller, Vice President of Fulfillment Operation, and Pat Shea, CEO of the YW, to join me on stage. Dell is one of the largest computer manufacturers and distributors in the world. Let's take a look.
Dell's got an amazing number of programs and initiatives that help support women. There's opportunities for you to balance work-life, flexibility, and having a family, and also having a very successful career at Dell.
I was a single parent when I started at Dell in 1997, and Dell is the reason why I have my degree. And from a work-life balance standpoint, they were very supportive. So I was still able to be a professional woman at Dell and also be the mom that I need to be for my daughter.
When child care is an issue or your child care provider, your primary provider is not available or something happens, we do have backup child care options that a working mother or father, for that matter, can take advantage of.
I have experienced personally Dell's benefits that support women who want to grow a family and a career. And Dell's Adoption Assistance Program is an effort to reduce the financial barriers to adoption for employees who have a heart for adoption. And I think that is awesome. For me, it has been.
you are evaluated not on who you are or where you come from, but on what you produce and how you contribute as a member of the team.
Everyone, please join me in congratulating Dell on this achievement. That's beautiful. Our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors are truly all-American in their support of the YW. Let's hear what the Gratitudes have in store for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to turn in your songbooks, also
That'd be
known
your
as
program.
your programs, to page 13, you will see all of these sponsors listed, and you can follow along with us as we offer them our thanks and gratitude.
Let us sing about sponsors who no doubt are the best in the land. Giving is their middle name. Never ask for any fame. They are all true blue to IW, so let's give them a hand. For their gifts, large or small, we are thanking them all.
Here's to
AIG, American General, and Dollar General gets our thanks as well. Our hats off to Dive and Mole and Lawrence, Earnhardt, Purple, Sure is, EP Sure is swell.
Channel
5 is our golden sponsor, and LB Building Products lead the way. Nashville Hotel, we love you. Gold sponsors of AWA. And search Kroger and Comdata, Waller, Lansing, Dorch and Davis, Connie Elder and Genesco, Stites and Harbison. Hatcher Fair Photography and Publix Markets Charities, Direct Link, Lori and Stephen, Eskind and Verizon. Vandy University and Medical. Bridgestone, two bronze sponsors. Wow, you heard our call.
and silver
Sponsors, we thank you, Bell South, InfoLink and MKK family. We wouldn't get far without these sponsors. They help support YW in everything we do. Sponsors, hey, we love you. We sure do.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gratitudes are Connie Florence, Ginger Newman, Renee Lopez, Tim Fudge, and the Gratitude Singers. That was wonderful. Let's hear it again for them. This evening, we are here to honor 6 distinguished women whose legacy of work, dedication, and compassion has served to make Middle Tennessee a great place to work and call home. In tonight's special video, we honor these women for their dreams, determination, and excellence. Throughout their lives, these women have accepted challenging responsibilities and have rejected the fear of failure. They have dared to dream. These women, both individually and collectively, represent and exemplify the mission of the YW, an organization with an equally impressive legacy of its own.
There's so many things in the world that need to be changed. Whatever small little thing that I can do, I'll try to do it in my sphere of influence.
From the very beginning, it was always instilled in me that you should make a difference. To whom much is given, much is required, was just kind of a daily mantra at our house.
You would be so good at this. And I've fallen for that a number of times. But that's opened incredible doors.
We have such a short time on this earth, and I think we do have to pick our causes.
We're motivated by something. All of us are. See where you've come from, where you've been, where your passions have been, really.
There's a little squib, a little saying, life is a grindstone. Whether it grinds you down or polishes you up depends upon you. I was an only child. When I was 6 or 7, my father developed an illness, and consequently, my mother took him from hospital to hospital. So, life was not easy because of his illness, and my mother sent me to my grandparents to live while she was with him. They gave me lots and lots of love, but life just wasn't what other kids 7 and 8 and 9 had. That was sort of the turning point of my growing up. I think I always had more understanding of other people's hurts than most kids. I looked at other people, and if they hurt, I felt it. I have had a wonderful life, but I have suffered losses, which we all do. I lost my first husband when I was 46, and I thought he'd be around forever. And then I remarried very happily and had many happy years with my second husband. The most important things I've ever wanted was my home, my children, my husband, my grandchildren, my mother, family, and getting to know people. It's a very rewarding thing to feel that you've had any input in anybody else's life, somehow helping them along the way. Life is not always easy, but we either get stronger or we get weaker. I hope I've gotten stronger.
I was one of these kids that always asked why. If you told me something, I said why. I wanted to know what made the world go round. My mother was active in the community. She was always going to the mayor's office, addressing grievances and so forth. And so she was willing to stand up, for things that she believed was right. My father was the same way. I'm a child that grew up in the 50s and the 60s. So as an African American, that era had a real big impact on my life. I'm the beneficiary of many of the people who sat in, who were very much involved in the civil rights movement in terms of opening doors. I had to do something to use the gifts that I had been given to do something positive, to move forward, to move the situation of the world forward. It's important for me to be positive, to exude excellence, to open doors so that if I happen to be the first, that won't be a problem anymore. There'll be more and many more that will come behind me and have new opportunities. We have to just start with our little sphere of influence and try to take it one step at a time. In our church, we had adopted an orphanage in Durban, South Africa, and we were there on a trip at an international AIDS conference, and we realized there was a need and there was something that we could do, that our little church could do, could help that orphanage buy the property on which they were squatters. I have been blessed, so I have to bless, and I have to push the envelope forward.
When I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a lawyer. I just always felt like that's what I wanted to do. I always loved running for anything. So I was on the student council and an officer in most every group that I was a part of. My mother had faced serious cancer issues and surgery all throughout my life. At several different points along the way, we really thought that we might lose her. And so that made a real impression on me in terms of what's really important in life. One of my children became seriously ill, and I had one of those epiphanies actually in the intensive care unit at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, where I realized that I couldn't do it all. I literally had to make the decision that I was going to leave my job working for Governor Alexander, who has been one of my mentors through my whole professional life. But I'll never forget, both he and Honey called me at the hospital, and I said, I'm just going to have to go home. We don't know what's going to happen. And he said, that's exactly where you need to be. I just feel like this has truly been such a blessing in my life, that through this opportunity of service that I can speak to larger groups that perhaps I wouldn't have been able to do at a more local level. I'm just so excited about the future and the impact that we may have on the world. Perhaps that can help us, bring us to a more peaceful place.
I was planted in a way with my family that gave me, through just their mentoring, a love of people. I really didn't understand it, but I watched them within our community, always giving back. That's when I really started to internalize my interest and my curiosity, truly, in a strong way, about what was going on around me. I knew that whatever I would choose to do, that it would be in service. I believe in the heart of all of us that we have thoughts and dreams and ideas of who we are as a person. I wanted to give back to society. And I've always said to young people and to my own children, if you want to be happy in life, give, go into service. That will make you happy. I get really motivated when I see injustice at any level as it relates to people in their lives, with single women in our community that perhaps have children. They don't have the resources available to them. Oftentimes the challenges that they face, just by engaging and having the right voice for someone to speak for you, perhaps life could get better. We all need to function or get involved in our community. That's what makes community. I'm only one, but one is 100% greater than none.
Women didn't have a lot of role models for professions in those days. You sort of were either a teacher or a nurse. I loved going to school, and my teachers were my role models, so I thought when I grew up I'd like to be a teacher. I fell deeply in love with my childhood sweetheart. In the fall, instead of entering the university, we were married. I'll have to say that that was definitely a decision that changed the rest of our lives. When I started working in the real world, I really began to have my eyes opened. I reported directly to the CEO. And because of that, I was able to see the salaries of all the employees. when a man would be promoted into a higher level position and perhaps a woman would be promoted into the position that he had just left, she was making like half as much. So when I asked the CEO why that occurred, his answer was basically that, well, that's just the way things are. That had a real impact on my thinking. I think it molded my thinking about men and women in the workplace for the rest of my life. I just decided that I wanted to spend my time working, yes, but also making a difference whenever I could or whenever I was in a position to do so, to right those wrongs, if you will, and to bring women along.
I wish I could say I'm a product of my own vision, but I'm a victim of other people's visions. And that's been a great thing. Early on, before I had children, I joined the Junior League. And in the Junior League, there are wiser women who mentor and show you what needs to be done, and they help you figure out your talents and where you can use them. Children's causes rung my bell pretty early. Kids needed to be immunized. Kids needed to grow up safe. They needed to be fed and housed. And it was definitely older women, not much older. 5 years older seemed like a lot back then when you're 22. Somebody who was 27 or 28, they knew what they were doing. Would say, come try this with me. I started writing. I always enjoyed writing, but I never thought you could actually make a living doing that. Working for In Focus is sort of a synthesis of what I've done the last 20 or however long years. Every time I go out with that dang tape recorder, somebody tells me something that's exciting, that's happening right now, and the difference that they're going to make. They want to have their picture made, and they want to share with you the mission of their nonprofit, the things they're passionate about, and the job of funneling that through a little magazine and letting people know about it in a way that's appealing. That's my challenge every day.
It always amazes me how a seemingly insignificant decision takes you to places that you never dreamed you could go.
To think about those women that made such a difference in the life that I've been able to live, and in the lives of so many other Tennesseans and then Americans.
To show me what needs to be done and sort of give me a nudge and then let go. Truly, when somebody says, I trust you to do this job, and lets you figure out how to do it, that's where I've found reward.
Whoever crosses my path today, let me somehow contribute in a positive way to that person.
I feel very blessed, and I feel like because I'm blessed, I have to do something to give back, to pay forward.
I think when people collaborate with each other and help each other and work toward the same goal, that we can accomplish things.
We welcome 6 new ladies to AWA's ranks, giving them our heartfelt thanks for showing the way. 6 new ladies, Debbie, Beth, Lois, wow, Billy, Mary, take a bow, Yvonne, it's your day. We're here to say that we're okay with all of these picks. This mush does more than lunch. When there's a crunch, they're right in the mix. We think maybe these 6 gals are the best. show us the way. 6 new ladies who have done it long enough that they really know their stuff. They have really made it when it comes to music, made it. Now they're in AWA.
All right, that was good.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the YW, I'm proud to present to you the 2006 Academy for Women of Achievement honorees. Beth Calloway Alexander, Mary Carson Clement, Helois Worthen Kuhn, D. Billy Sanders, Deborah Taylor Tate, and Yvonne Colbreth Wood. Congratulations to the 2006 Academy for Women of Achievement honorees. And who knew our previous honorees were so talented? Oh, this has been a fun night. Thanks to our sponsors and to everyone who came to visit us tonight. Now, before you start talking, before I leave you, let me challenge each of you to remember the past, treasure the present, and dream of the future. Please enjoy your dinner, and thank you so much for being here.